Hey, welcome back to the channel and to another video. Now today I'm going to be doing another walk around of our latest camper. I'm actually going to do it inside the showroom today. I'm not going to do any drone footage or get any outside content just because it's so hot here today. It's about 26, 27 degrees and the sun is shining. It's not going to be great for video and for pictures. So what I'll do with this one is just jump outside into the showroom and just talk about the base vehicle, give you a little bit of a walk around of the outside of it, and then I'll jump in the back of it and talk through all the colour combinations. So before I do that, I'll just explain a little bit about how this camper came about. So this camper's a little bit different from our usual ones because this isn't one of our vans. We didn't source this van. Dave actually sourced and bought this van from a VW dealership himself, and then he brought it to us for a conversion. You don't have to use our source and convert service, although most of our customers prefer us to do the sourcing, just because we've got a lot of contacts at VW and we obviously know what we're doing because we've bought hundreds of vans over the last few years. So Dave decided to source the van himself and then bring it to us for the conversion. We've literally just finished it and Dave is going to be picking up the camper tomorrow morning. So what I'll do then is jump outside into the showroom, talk about the base vehicle itself, and then I'll hop into the back of the van and talk through all the colour combinations. So I will see you outside. So this is a VW T6.1 Highline. It's on a 73 plate. So it's only about 18 months old. It's an automatic van with a tailgate and it's done about 9,000-ish miles, something like that. So it's very, very low mileage with an auto and a tailgate, which are getting much, much harder to find. So if you are wanting a low mileage T6.1 with an automatic gearbox and a tailgate and you want one of our conversions, I would recommend getting in touch with us pretty quickly because we are really struggling now to find those low mileage vans. It's getting much more difficult and the prices just keep going up. It's absolutely crazy. But if you're wanting a T7, we can get those quite easily and we've got a couple on our sales page. Okay, so with regards to the conversion on this van, it's had the Explorer package as usual, but we've done a few little extra bits of external trim on this van as well. So what we've done is replace that chrome strip on the grille here. This bit here is normally chrome, so we've blacked that. We've added the black badges, and Dave has also gone for the exterior gloss black pack as well. So we've replaced all of this part of the bumper here. So all these inserts are usually brushed. They're not usually gloss and shiny. So we've replaced all of that front part there to match the splitter that we've added down here. So the whole front end now is all in gloss black. So that is an extra that you can add to the package if you want that, rather than having the full Leighton replacement bumper. You can just go for the gloss black pack in the bottom part of the bumper area, and then you can also get the strip and the black badges. And I personally think it really improves the front end of these vans if you like that kind of black look. We've added the 20-inch Riviera alloys, so they are the VF5 polished with brand new tyres. We've put on the matte black sidebars. We have lowered the van by 40 millimetres just to help get it under that 2 metre height, so it'll get into garages and car parks easily. You've got the universal awning rail, which runs all the way down this side of the van. You see it all the way down here, and that will attach. You can attach most awnings and canopies to that rail. If you want a Fiamma pull-out canopy, we can fit them instead of the rail. That's an extra cost because they are quite expensive for those Fiamma canopies, but we can do that if you want it as an extra. The van's had privacy glass windows all round. It's got the flush opening windows on both sides, as we do with all of our campers now. So I'll just come round to the back. So obviously, like I said, this is a tailgate van, so we've got the privacy glass in the back window as well. We've put the black badge on the back there as well. And if I just lift the camera up, you'll be able to see that 150 watt solar panel. So that's a really big solar panel, which runs most of the length of the van. So we'll talk through the electrics in a moment, just so you know exactly how the electrics work on these vans. And if we go around to this side, just give you a look around here. You've got your hookup point there on the back of the van. And like I say, privacy glass all the way around with an opening window above the kitchen area here. Okay, so this van is the Ravenna Blue. I don't think I mentioned that. So we've done quite a lot of Ravenna Blue vans over the years. We haven't done one for about 3 or 4 months, but I really like the Ravenna Blue. It's something a bit different. It's quite bright compared to obviously to the greys and things like that. And it is a popular colour. Like I say, we have done quite a lot of them over the years. We've probably done 20, 30 of these Ravenna Blue vans. I don't think we've ever done a long wheelbase though. We've only ever done the short wheelbase. Like this one. So let us know what you think to the outside of this van. Do you like what Dave has chosen on the exterior of the van? Let us know in the comments. And then with regard to the roof, you've got the West Stubbs pop top with the scenic canvas. That's a black roof top and a black canvas. So we fit scenic canvases that open up on all of our campers as standard. So that's not an extra, you just get that as part of the Traveller and the Explorer package. And then we also supply a memory foam mattress which fits up in that roof area, and you can keep that stored in there even when the roof's down, and that comes as part of all of our packages as well. Okay, so that's the outside of it. So let's get in the back of the van now and I will talk through the colour combinations that he's chosen. David has chosen some different colours on this van that we've not done before, so I'm excited to share it with you and get your feedback, so let's get inside. Okay then, so what I'll do is talk through the colour combinations first, and I've got all the lights on in the van, so it is quite bright in there, so the colour of the furniture might not be exactly spot on to what it is in real life, but the colour of this furniture is called indigo blue, and like I say, we've never done it before. It's quite a dark blue colour. There's about 3 or 4 different blues you can choose from. This is quite a dark one, so if I get in a bit closer, you'll be able to see that colour. So these are the black seats, then he's gone for the black stitching and the VW logos, and it's the Bentley style seats rather than the ribbed. And then he's gone for the white splashback and the white worktop and table, which I think works really well with this dark furniture. That contrast between the white and the dark blue I think looks really, really good. David has added the induction package to the van, so that is an extra you can add, so it gets rid of the gas. You've got 2 induction hobs there. You've got the cold water sink there with 60 litres of underslung water underneath the van. And then with regards to electrics, because it's had the induction package, we do upgrade the electric to accommodate the induction because they take 1,000 watts of power each. So if you are using both those induction hobs, then it is taking the full power through the inverter. So we go from a 100 amp lithium battery on the standard Explorer to a 280 amp lithium battery. We go from a 1,000 watt inverter to a 2,000 watt inverter, so that you can use both those induction hobs off grid while you're wild camping. But if you were to use both of them, that is going to be using the maximum amount of power through the inverter. If you're not using the induction hobs, then you've got the full 2,000 watt inverter to use on those 240 volt sockets. So if you are off grid and you're not on a campsite, you can plug things into those 240s. And because you've got a really big battery, a really big solar panel, you are able to plug a lot of things into that. There are limitations, of course, with all campers, but you would be able to plug in laptops and phones and a quick blast on a hairdryer, potentially like an air fryer, a camping kettle, all the normal kind of things. And then the little display above there, that's how you control all your electrics. That's your lights, your water, the USBs. And on the left, you can see your leisure battery level, if I get in a little bit closer. And on the right, you can see your water level, so you can keep an eye on that. So as you're using electric, you can keep an eye on your battery to make sure you've got enough battery level. But because you've got solar on the top, it's going to be topping up the battery all the time. And then every time you drive the van, that's where you'll get the main charge into the leisure battery. So every time you drive, it's topping up the leisure battery. And just as a rule of thumb, if the battery was completely dead, so it was at 0, it would take about 8 or 9 hours of driving to get it completely topped up. But because most people are using these vans daily, or even as a daily car or daily driver, that leisure battery is normally always 80, 90, 100% anyway. It's only if you went off grid for say 3 or 4 days and used everything all the time, then you're going to flatten the battery. So you do need to drive the van to keep it topped up, and just keep an eye on that gauge on that display as well. And then on this van, we've actually moved the diesel heater display. That's normally just above that 7-inch display. And we are soon going to be integrating the diesel heater controls into that 7-inch display as soon as the software allows it. So that is in the pipeline. Now in terms of storage, you've got, first of all, you've got a fridge freezer. So you've got a nice new Dometic fridge freezer. That freezer compartment is removable, so you can remove that and give yourself more height in there. You've then got your cutlery drawer here, which is a decent sized drawer. And we do supply a little cutlery tray that goes in there. And then with regard to the cupboards, you've got a nice size cupboard at the top there, which is completely empty, nothing in that. And then the bottom one, again, is a big cupboard, which goes right round the corner. And that does fit the 145 porta potty in there perfectly as well. And then you can access underneath the rib bed from inside the van here. So that's your biggest storage space underneath the van there, underneath the bed there. And then you can access that from the rear of the van as well. And then of course you've got your wardrobe cupboard there, and you've got lockers, 2 lockers that run across the top of the kitchen, and then another locker which runs the full width above the rib bed there. Then in terms of the seating, this van did come with a double seat, as most panel vans do. So David decided to keep the double seat. So he's got the double passenger seat on a sliding system. So this actually pulls out into the van. So you can actually get that seat right up to the table there like that. So that's the real big benefit of keeping the double, is that you are able to slide it out right up to the table, so you can all sit around the table. And then you've also got storage inside the double seat, so you can flip that over and you've got storage inside the seat as well. So they're the 2 plus points of a double seat. The downsides to a double seat is that they are not quite as comfortable as a captain seat, a single. You don't have any armrests. The back of the seat is quite upright standard, but we've actually fitted a recline mechanism on this seat, which reclines the back by about 5 degrees. So if you want that fitting on a double, we can do that. It just reclines the back of the seat slightly. You can't move it back and forward. It stays in that 5% position, but it does make the seat much more comfortable for passengers. So that is something I would recommend if you are planning to keep the double seat. But obviously the big benefit is that you can slide this in and out of the van, which makes it much easier to swivel around as well. And then the driver's seat is the sports seat. So we've added foam into that with the wings and made it into a bit of a bucket seat. So it's really comfortable. We do that as standard on the Explorer. The van, as I said, is an automatic. It's a Highline. It's got all the Highline features that you normally get. So it's a really nice van to drive. About 9,000 miles and 18 months warranty on it as well. So I'd be really interested to know what your thoughts are on this colour combination. Do you like this sort of dark indigo blue colour with the dark seating? It's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people like to have it really bright inside. And if you want to have a play around with colour combinations and just see what you would choose if you were to get a camper through us, we do now have our configurator live on our website. So if you go to highlifecampers.co.uk, go to the conversion tab in the menu, there's a drop down there and you can access the configurator from there. So do go over to our website, highlifecampers.co.uk, and have a play around with the configurator, and you can actually submit what you've chosen, send the form to us and let us know what you've chosen, and then we share that on our Facebook page so other people can see what other people would choose for their camper. Okay, so I'll just go around to the back of the van and show you with the tailgate open. Okay, so this is the back of the rib bed. So on the fixed rib bed on a short wheelbase, you've got about 1.5 feet of space behind the rib bed, which is a really good area to store things. This is why most people like the rib bed, because you've got that bit of storage space at the back. On the rock and roll bed, it fits in right to the back of the van to here, so you don't get any of that storage space at the back. And then on the ribs, you can also access underneath the rib bed here, which is your biggest storage space underneath there. That's really easy to access. Then you've got your back of the wardrobe here, which is a decent sized cupboard at the back. That's the shower attachment there. So if you want the rear shower adding to the package, you can have that added. And it's just a cold water shower which attaches to that point there and feeds from the underslung water. And then you've got the cupboard at the bottom here. And because there's no gas on the van, there's no gas canister, you've got that empty cupboard which gives you that bit of extra space. And we are now offering hot water packages on all our campers. So this is an extra, so you can have a hot water sink and a hot shower at the back. So it's 6 litres of hot water. So if you do go for a hot water package, then we do put the heater inside here. So this wouldn't be an empty cupboard. You'd have a hot water heater taking up that cupboard, but it would give you, like I say, 6 litres of hot water from this attachment at the back. So you can attach the shower head at the top up here somewhere. You'll have hot water, and you can buy accessories that go around the tailgate that you can fix all the way around the tailgate area and turn it into a little shower room at the back, so you've got privacy, especially if you're wild camping, which is a really good feature. So the hot water package is now available on all of our conversions. Okay, so that's it for my walk around of our latest camper. I really hope you like it. I'd love to get your feedback as usual. So do let us know what your thoughts are or any questions you've got about this camper in the comment section below on YouTube. And if you are in the market for a VW camper over the next few months and you're going through that research process, then make sure you have a browse through all the other videos in our channel. We've got nearly 200 videos in the channel now where I answer lots of questions that newbies have. I've learned over the last few years exactly what questions people have when they're going through this process. There is a lot to take in. It is a bit of a minefield, but you'll probably find answers to your questions on our YouTube channel. And if you would like to have a chat to me about making a VW camper a reality, then all you need to do is head to our website, which is highlifecampers.co.uk. Go to the contact page and you can actually schedule a time in my calendar for a call. I will call you at the time that you've booked, when we can have half an hour or so on the phone. I can answer any questions you've got and just talk through some options. And if you've not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that so you don't miss any of my future information videos and all the walkarounds that I do of upcoming base vehicles and campers that we've got available, and also the campers that we've just completed. So make sure you subscribe. And if you've got value from this video and you've enjoyed the content, please also consider hitting that like button, and I will see you in the next video. Speak soon.